Hi, I'm Judy. Welcome to Go with Yin Yoga and this Third Eye Chakra Yin Yoga practice that is going to help you get clearer on your dreams. So go ahead and gather some props. Definitely suggesting some blocks for this, but you can of course do this without blocks. And then come to an easy seated position on your mat. Take any small movements you need to let go of the things that came before you came to your mat. Let's begin by taking 3 cleansing breaths. That's breathing in through your nose and then out through your mouth with an audible sound. Just let it all go. Inhale. And exhale. Let go of tension. Inhale energy. Let go of any thoughts that are racing around in your head as much as possible. Last inhale. Let go of any emotions that just seem to hang on. And see if you can at least let them go just 10% maybe. To begin with, we're going to stay in a seated position. We're going to have a nice long spine. So really grounding into your sit bones and all the way lengthening from there all the way up through the crown of your head. Getting a nice straight line in all 7 chakras, all 7 main chakras. There are many, many more. And I'm going to invite you, and this is totally optional, to bring your hands together kind of like a church, right? You know, if you're American, you may have played played Here's the Steeple way back when. And take your thumbs into the space between your eyebrows and just go ahead and press in and steeple the rest of your fingers together. And just begin to breathe in and out through your nose. This practice is physically going to strengthen your low back, your hips, your inner thighs. And I'm going to offer the affirmation, I see my dreams clearly. And I'd also like to share with you as you're breathing in and out through your nose and holding this gesture if you choose, this quote from Carl Jung. Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. And just think about that as you sit comfortably breathing in and out deeply through your nose. Maybe with your hands on the third eye. Are you depending on outside things to make you happy? Other people, activities, food, clothes? Or do you know that the best happiness comes when we get still and go inside, which is exactly what Yin Yoga invites you to do. Go ahead and let the hands come down. I'm going to sit up on a blanket. So I'm going to come off my block, which I will be using, and I'll show you how in a moment. I'm going to take a blanket and just sit on the very edge of it. Go ahead and take your right leg, bend that knee, and then bring the left knee over the right as much as you can. Doesn't matter if there's a gap, doesn't matter if they're not totally stacked on each other. You will be stimulating meridians and acupressure points. And go ahead, if you choose, take your blocks find what is comfortable for you. We all have different bodies. So I'm going to try a T first, and then take your hands out. Bend your left elbow in towards your chest. Take the right arm under and bring the backs of your palms together if you can. So eagle pose arms. And if you choose, you can just bring your hands to that third eye again. Or you can bring one thumb and take your elbow on top of your blocks. And in this case, I don't need my blocks in that T. Okay. So I'm going to rest my elbows on my blocks. Just a little back bend. And I'm taking the back of my hand, the back of that left thumb, and I'm pressing into the third eye area. And then just coming into stillness. I see my dreams clearly. And if the arms feel like it's just too much, you can always let them go. Yin Yoga does ask us to get into our bodies, to feel some sensation. But you should never feel pain. You should never feel like a sharp stabbing or an electrical feeling. And those are signals that you may have gone past your edge. So as Bernie Clark loves to say, it's not how deep you go into the pose. It's how deep the pose goes into you. Another thing you can do if the eagle arms is too much, you can try just holding on to your shoulders with your arms crossed and bringing your forehead down to your block. So that could look like this, and maybe the other block is on top and you bring it down. So you're holding onto those shoulders and bringing your third eye onto the top block. Last couple of breaths here. And then go ahead and move that block a little bit away from you as we just go ahead and switch sides. So now our left leg is on the bottom and the right knee comes on top of that left knee. You grab that block if you're using it, bring it closer to you. Inhale your arms out. Left arm comes into your chest. Right arm wraps around. Sometimes I get a little off pace here. There we go. And bring the elbow onto the block. And in this case, I have the palm of my hand into the area of my third eye. Pay attention if anything comes up for you, if it's something visual, if it's a thought, an emotion. And if nothing comes up, that's perfectly normal as well. Can you allow your breath to slow just a little bit? And notice what happens when you do that. And last couple of breaths here. Unwind your arms, move the block out to the side. Take your hands behind you, lean back a little bit. And take your legs out a little wider than hip distance, and then allow your legs to fall over to one side and the other. It really doesn't matter which side you start with. And just take a few minutes here. And then I'm coming back onto my blanket. In fact, I'm going to move mine a little off my mat because I will need that room. Sitting on the edge of the blanket, you might want a couple of rolled up blankets, as a matter of fact. And then taking one leg out to one end of your mat and the other out to the other end of your mat, coming into Dragon Pose. And again, I'm going to invite you to grab a block. This time, most likely, you're going to need a tee. And play around with it. Find where it's right for you. In this case, the tee is good for me. But this may not be good for you. Maybe it's causing you to round too much and it's bothering your back. You can always stack one block on top of the other. Trying to place your third eye onto the block. So this practice, the poses don't necessarily really stimulate our third eye, but where we take our attention, and that's why we're using the blocks, can help you to stimulate your third eye. But I'm only a guide. Follow your own intuition, which is what we're trying to stimulate with this practice. If you find your jaw is jutting forward, maybe bring it in towards your chest a little bit. Or have your blocks on a lower level and around. Allow your back to round. It's always an option that will fit your body. And soften your forehead, relax your jaw, allow your shoulders to come away from your ears and just melt down your back. In Dragonfly Pose, we're once again getting into that low back a little bit, depending on your position. Certainly getting into your hips, maybe into your inner thighs as well. Last couple of breaths here. Notice anything that's coming up. And then go ahead and take a hold of the blocks. Again, just set them off to the side. They're an option for our next position. But before we get into the next pose, I'm going to invite you to just come into staff pose. So legs are straight out in front of you, and then lean back a little on your hands. And see if you can feel the rebound. The rebound is where you may find energy is flowing through your body, and that may feel like a tingling sensation. Last couple of breaths here. And push in your hands, bring your torso upright. Scoot down towards the bottom of your mat and go ahead and let your knees bend. Go ahead and grab a block if you'd like. I'm going to start with one and keep one close by. I might want to move into two. You can also play with the position of your block. We're coming into supported bridge pose in case you're curious. You can play with the position. It can be on its first position, second, third. I don't think I'm going to third. So you're just going to lift your hips. Take the block under your sacrum, adjust it as you come down. Knees are bent, feet are on the floor, and you have a choice here. You can do what we did in the beginning and bring those thumbs to your third eye. If you'd like to take those eagle arms, you can do that too. But just note, we will be holding this for 4 minutes. You may not want to have your hands there for all 4 minutes. Check in with your body. Do you feel like you want to take this up to the next level? I'm going to experiment with trying to put a second block in there. Maybe not. Oop. No, not working for me today. That's a little too much effort for you in practice, but I will try and bring it up to its second height, and that is working for me today. You don't want to put a lot of effort into it. Of course, you can use a bolster. You can use a couple of pillows. You can use some blankets. I see my dreams clearly. Relax your head and your face. Let your body be soft. And maybe let go of any hand gestures you're doing. And take your hands by your sides, palms up. What messages can you receive from the universe? And check in with yourself one last time for our last minute. Is your prop at the proper height for you? Do you need to make it higher? Do you need to make it lower? Last couple of breaths here. Are your dreams and your visions becoming clearer to you? And then press into your feet, lift your hips, maybe take that block down to the lower level, and slowly bring it away from your body. Blocks are always nice to have in hand's reach. You can go ahead and bring one knee into your chest and then the other. Wrap your hands wherever you can reach. Let any tension that built up in that pose just melt away. And let go of your legs. And slowly begin to take them down towards the edge of your mat. As you come into your final pose, your Savasana, whatever that looks like for you. I am going to share the quote I shared at the beginning with you again. And I'd like to talk just a little bit from my own life recently. So the quote is from Carl Jung. And just come into your Shavasana, close the eyes if it's comfortable for you, and begin to let yourself drift off to integrate this practice. And maybe take your mind back to whatever intention you may have set at the beginning of your practice. So the quote from Carl Jung is, "Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes." That may seem a little strange for a practice all about making our dreams come true, but I believe it's really pertinent that if we look outside for our dreams, we're always chasing them. And when we get still and look inside, that's when the good stuff can come up. So as I said, I just wanted to talk a little bit about dreams, my own life. It's been a tough year for me this year. I had COVID back in February. It's been, I wouldn't say I had long COVID, but it has been a long recovery. My energy just wasn't my normal amount. But back in January, my nephew got engaged. And he and his bride-to-be wanted to have a destination wedding, and they chose Italy. Now, 6 years ago, I started to learn Italian. I just wanted to go to Italy someday, and I'm pretty good with languages in general. And I did that for a while, but then the pandemic happened and all sorts of life stuff happened, and so I stopped practicing my Italian. So I picked that up again, and we went to Italy, and it was hard before we went. So many things went wrong, so many obstacles, but we got there, and it was a beautiful wedding, and I got to use my Italian. It came in pretty handy. So that's a dream that I had for a really long time, going to Italy. And it did come true. And there was a lot of stuff to go through before that dream came true. So I have many dreams. I'm a dreamer. And you may be too, and maybe you don't. I know plenty of people don't have a whole lot of dreams, and that's okay. But our road to our dreams is not always straight. It can take a lot of twists and turns. That's how we grow too. So get clear by looking inside now, not to the outside things or people, and rest in silence until you hear me speak again. Invitation to stay in Savasana as long as you'd like. If you do need to move on into the rest of your day, allow your breath to deepen. Feel your body everywhere it touches, your mat, your bed, the floor, wherever you might be practicing, ground, maybe you're outside. Feel that support, stability. And then in your own way and in your own time, make your way back up into a seated position. Inhale, bring the palms of the hands together in front of your heart and begin to rub those hands together. Inviting in some heat. And then take the heels of your palms over your eyes. Let the rest of your fingers rest on your forehead. Take a few deep breaths here. Be open to your dreams. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you be free from pain and suffering. And may you always be clear in your dreams. Slowly allow your hands to come down your face, down your neck, to your heart center. Maybe take your hands to your heart center. Slightly bowing your head and blinking your eyes open. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you get clear visions from this practice. If you enjoyed this practice, please go ahead and click the like button. And if you'd like to practice with me again, go ahead and subscribe. Or if you just want to support me, please go ahead and subscribe and click the bell. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And just a little side note, when I am recording this, the Olympics are going on. And you may or may not, the chances of you seeing it during the Olympics are fairly small. Some of you will. And the Olympics are all about dreaming big and sometimes heartbreak and the long road to fulfill dreams. And I didn't even think about the fact that the Olympics would be going on when I was recording this. In fact, I record videos often ahead of time, and I had done a lot of videos ahead of time before going to Italy, so I could have a proper vacation and relax when I came home. And I did take a nice long break, which was really needed. Sometimes we need that to fulfill our dreams too.